Okay. Uh, and this is for anybody. When dealing with race relations or relations of just other ethnic groups or anything, I want you to always understand this, right? That you got to understand that there's a difference between racism and systematic racism. There's a difference between a racist and a bigot. Bigots can say racist things, but can you really call them racist? You know, to be a racist, you have to have some sort of power. You have to have the power to be racist. You could a bigot. You could anybody can be a bigot. Anybody can wake up and become Gran Torino. Anybody can be a bigot, but you got to have power to be a racist. You understand what I'm saying? You got to have power over a lot of things and control to be a race. So you got to use those terms. And then you got another thing. Then you go from bigot. And let's talk about prejudice, right? There's a difference between prejudice and racist. Everybody has a form of prejudice. Everybody. Prejudice can simply mean I prefer one thing strongly more than the other. That's prejudice. Preference. I prefer blue over red. That's preference. So we got to understand that everything is systematic racism, which is really what we fight here in America. We're fighting more. Let me tell you what we fight. We're fighting more systematic racism than we are fighting actual racist. You know, just because a black person calls a white person cracker, that doesn't make the black person racist. Just because some white kids in the suburbs listening to songs with the N word and they use the N word, they say nigga, doesn't make them racist. They could be bigots. You know, anybody could be Archie Bunker. You know remember Archie Bunker? Anybody can be Archie Bunker. Anybody. You know, it just it just takes believe in stereotypes, not growing up around a certain ethnic group. You know, anybody can become a bigot or talk like Archie Bunker, right? But that doesn't mean you can't call him racist because Archie Bunker had integrity. Archie Bunker just was a dude that talked too much, and guess what? He was shown wrong every time, and he'd have to rethink his position because you can argue with the bigot, you can reason with the bigot. Some of them you can reason with them, but a racist, there's no reason with a racist because he's already taken a stance. He's part of a movement. He's part of the most likely the elite of elites. You know, very few people in America. I'm not saying racism doesn't exist, or I'm not that brother. I'm not that stupid. I understand we still got to understand there's systematic racism in the world, in America, right? There are systems in place to keep things going the way it is. Systems. But I don't care about no bigot, right? A bigot doesn't affect me. You call I'll curse out a bigot and bigot can curse me out. Oh, go back to I love that movie Gran Torino, man. Just go back and watch Gran Torino, man. Uh, I can't think of his name right now, but you know the actor, very well known actor in that movie, man. Go watch it. You fall in love with that dude at the end or during the movie period. You know, I just think let me take this off. I've been having this on for a long time. I mean, we did the educational purposes, right? But I think that we got to be careful. The music we listen to is trash, y'all. Stop listening to this garbage ass, trash ass music that's gonna make you dumb. It's gonna make you just gonna be more susceptible to programming, right? But I think words are important. We got to use the right words, and you got to understand the difference between a bigot and a racist, and understand the difference between a racist and someone who's prejudiced, and understand the difference between someone who's prejudiced and someone who just has a preference. You know, that we got it's okay. It's okay to be different, and it's okay to be the same. It's okay. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to admit you're wrong. It's okay. It's okay to believe strongly about something and find out that, hey, man, that what you believe strongly about is not really real, and change position and change your mind for the better. It's okay. Every person that uses the hard R, the hard N word with the R, you know, you know, let me tell you, people say the most craziest thing, and I'm not dumbing it down, y'all. I'm just being real. I'm just keeping it 100 with you guys, right? Because that's what we do on this channel. You know, you got to understand that, when people get upset, they say stupid things. Stupid things come out their mouth. Things that they were taught, things that they weren't taught, things that they picked up. They're just mad. They're frustrated. They say things they don't really understand what they mean. Happens all the time in arguments and in relationships. But for some reason, well, not for some reason, we know the reason, you know, because of Jim Crow, because of slavery, a lot of black people, we're actually going to be quicker to use the race card than most other races. And I'm not saying that's always right. I'm not saying that's right. Not always. It's not right.